Make You podcast. I am Sprang. My co-host is unable to be here because he's on an exciting adventure. We are excited to have our good friends Taylor and Mike with 3D Extrusions here on A Creators Conversation. How are you all doing today?
Doing good. How are you doing? Doing good.
Very good. So just kind of a little background. I met Taylor at Tulsa HorrorCon last year. At that time, I was really trying to look at what we could do to kind of beef up the podcast, have a little bit more content. And so we thought it would be exciting to kind of have some folks on that are creators of all different kinds. And 3D printers are creators. And so we wanted to have you guys on. Like I said before, this is a movie podcast channel. And so I want to kind of get us going into that direction just with this first question. What are some movies that you grew up watching or that maybe you still love today that have inspired you creatively? Mike, why don't you go first?
I'm going to tell you right now, to ask that question between us two, it's going to be a lot different because there's a 10-year gap in between there. So the movies I grew up watching, I showed her a couple of them, and yeah, she's like, what are we watching? I'm like, yeah, this is what I grew up on. To be quite honest with you, on movies and stuff like that, I grew up watching. Of course, I was always big into military movies and stuff like that. You can give me a hard time all you want for this one. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, and they grew up on the anime stuff like the Power Rangers, stuff like that, the original stuff, not all the different helmets they wear these days. Short Circuit. That was a good one I grew up
Johnny
on.
Five.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's a deep cut. I mean, I think it's pretty popular. I mean, popular probably in our age group, but I haven't seen it in years. So I need to add that to my list so I can show my
I have to find the VHS.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably have to find me a damn VHS player as well, because I don't think I have one anymore.
For sure. Taylor, how about you? What are some movies that have inspired you in your life?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yes.
What I grew up on.
That's awesome.
My dad could quote every line on it. What I grew up watching all the time.
Very cool.
I think I started that when I was in my 20s.
I know, that's when it came out for us. Yeah, that's great. Is there anything from those categories that you've printed or that you want to print? Short Circuit or Power Rangers or anything that you've...
I mean, we've done a couple of the little figures. We've got some Patreon rights and stuff like that. Some little Power Ranger figures, stuff like that. Kind of bring out the old original stuff, the old White Ranger, Green Ranger. Like, Jason dying here. Don't give me a quote how many years back and stuff like that. Dragon Ball Z stuff and all that.
There you go.
Got some rights to that stuff.
It's beautiful.
I still watch. I didn't know till here a couple years ago they were still coming out with new animes of Dragon Ball, and I didn't realize how big it was in Japan. And I guess a lot of that area over there has got the whole region, I guess, is built on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty important over there, I guess. Got a lot of people. She gives me a hard time for printing that stuff, and then turn around and she'll take it to work with her, and it'll fly right out of her hands because somebody will want that thing right then and there. Stuff like Wall-E, I thought that was cool. I need to get. We printed out a little miniature Wall-E once. It's pretty cool. There's some other areas in there. There's even a designer that had a full-blown Wall-E, and he could actually show you what you needed to put into it to actually make it fully remote and all that stuff. But generating code is a little bit different for me. I have not done a lot of that. Done a little bit of the first 3D printing, coding and stuff like that, building my own first 3D printer and stuff like that, but haven't done it since.
That's cool. And Taylor, have you done anything from Lord of the Rings?
I don't think we have.
I think the elf sword. I thought we did the elf sword. We did it much more than that. I think we did the light, the one ring in it. You got a light inside of it, so it kind of lighted it up.
That's cool. Nice.
It's some of the stuff that we print. We have to make sure it's either going to be cut for us or something we can sell. And we know some things will be very hard to sell, and as much as we want to print it, if we know it's not going to sell, we won't print it.
That, and you're trying to stock up for everybody else's stuff and get out there and sold. And I don't think I get to print anything for me. Every time she wants me to print something for her, it usually winds up on the shelf or on a table on one of the shows, and bam, it's gone, sold.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are some of the venues? I know we met at a horror convention, but what are some of the places you guys normally go with your shop, with your vendor table?
So we do a lot of balloon shows. We kind of stopped doing the Comic-Cons just because it's so hard to do those. So primarily it's a lot of balloon shows and then small shows. And I've got 3 really big shows coming up this month and 2 next month. Very big shows.
Biggest deal with 3D printing here that you'll notice, and even this year, is everybody's starting to do it. Now you've got Walmart, Target, I say Walmart. You got Target, you got Best Buy, and other places local that are starting to sell the filament, and even the printers. Target's even started selling the bamboo printers, which you'll see what I've run back behind me. I've run a couple of the other ones like Reality, stuff like that. But these have been out of the box for my workhorses for quite a while. My highest one's got 12,000 hours on it of printing time. So it's everybody's getting into it and trying to get out there. Young kids are getting into it, which is great because it's creative for them and stuff like that. They get to learn how to create this stuff. It helps build that engineering design and stuff like that and gets them pushed out there. The idea of a good friend of ours, her daughter, I can't remember the exact word of it, but she is a training going to school to be a engineer, but it's for the house and stuff like that. And the idea of being able to print out that whole display and what you're wanting to see in that house and be able to physically look at it rather than trying to do a 3D model, which came out back when I was in high school, or now they can get on and do a whole walkthrough of your house. You can't get that aspect reality of it, especially when you're just sitting there looking at a flat object. But now to be able to pull that out in 3D and be able to see what you've got going on, yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. What is the design software?
So I use Fusion 360 for the most part on the CAD.
Okay.
I haven't really touched off into Blender all that deep. I've done some videos on that stuff. It's definitely taking a round object and turning it into what some of these Patreons can do and stuff like that is incredible. Working a full-time job, I get to touch into CAD. Fusion still has a lot of stuff I still have yet to learn and how it does it, because it may have 5 ways to get there, but it depends on how you want to come about it.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, just a little bit of a highlight of some of the things you do is I got this little Sonic guy last year for my son. He's a huge Sonic fan. And so I got him the Sonic from your table. And then you mentioned like a bunch of kids getting involved. My oldest son has a 3D printer and he bought one. And then like he immediately, like within like 2 weeks was like, I need to upgrade. I need to get a better one, you know? And so he went and got a better one to be faster and more precise.
Yeah.
And I actually got a print model of Severed Foot from the show Scarpetta, and he actually printed that and painted it for me. And I was super impressed with the quality of what he was able to.
That looks really good.
Yeah, I was really proud of him. And he made a couple more, and I gave them to some friends too at Texas Frightmare, just as like it was one of those like, hey, it's free in your email, have at it. And I was like, hey, so I bought the filament and said, I'll buy the filament if you can just do it, and I'll buy an extra reel of filament as payment for doing all the work for me. So he did a good job with the painting too. He was super impressive.
Yeah, we started out with the old ones. We started out with honestly, we started 4 years ago with the Creality V2 when it came out. Me and her family were sitting around talking about it, and her uncle wanted to do the metal one. I was like, I'm not stepping off into metal right off the bat. I was like, that's a little unforgiving if I mess up and cost myself that much money when it comes to the different kind of metals that they could run. Stepped off into V2, and I thought it was cool. I watched the prints from constantly on the thing, how to do everything, and then like your son, get better and bigger and better. And I think Bamboo had been out for 6 months by that time in the United States, and I was like, well, I mean, take a shot, see what it's like. So we sold off one of ours and bought into the X1 Carbon when it was out, and that's the path we took. I tried to curve back towards Creality and a couple others and just didn't work out the way I wanted. So
Bamboo is the way to go, huh?
Yeah, she used to paint all of her stuff too, like you've got there. I wish we had it here. I'd send you a picture of it. It's a really cool Mandalorian. I printed on the old V2. It's got a nice base to it. It has the Mandalorian logo on it. Then you got Grogu down there, and you've got the Mandalorian sitting up with a rifle across his back and his pistol up in his air. And we had a guy ask us, well, how much for that and paint it? She gave him a price. Boy, I'm glad he was patient. It took her 6 months to paint that thing, and she cussed it every single day. But honestly, if you look at it, I was impressed with it. It was a really good job.
It took me forever to paint it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
This big, but I did not like it.
Yeah. Well, when you want it to be good and high quality, it's like every little thing, you got to get it perfect. So I totally get that for sure. What would you say is your biggest seller when you go to the balloon festivals, of the different items that you sell?
So, man, honestly, it really depends. It started out being the dragons for probably the first year, Cinderwings dragons. We had Patreon rights, and her stuff sold constantly. But then you got all the other 3D printers coming up. They would sell out the Dragon, stuff like that too. So that slowed back down. Now the fidget toys seem to be getting into it. Yeah, the clickers and all that stuff.
Right now.
I'd say it's a hit and miss game because you might go to one show and you might sell out of all the little figurines like the Sonic and stuff like that. I might go another 3 or 4 shows down the road and never sell another one. And then all of a sudden somebody pops back up and it's in trend again. Yep. Same thing with the Ninja Turtles. A lot of the older generation like the Ninja Turtles or the weapons that one of the Patreon creators come up with and we printed and all that. And they loved it. And it's hit and miss.
It's a miss. What can be popular at one show is not popular at the next show.
And I know these people get around and some of the guys out there printing, they'll go out and print the seasonal stuff. And we've tried that. We've printed seasonal stuff and never sold an ounce of it. But then turn around and 2 more months down the road, it's not in season. They'll buy it up.
That's wild. Now, do you do prints specifically for each show that you do? Is that something you try to do?
Sometimes.
Nope.
I mean, we used to, but it didn't work. Just things that weren't selling that we're making for these specific shows. When they weren't selling, it wasn't worth it. So we would just go back to print what we wanted to print.
Yeah, we did. So with the horror cons, even with all the stuff we did at the horror con, everything we printed for that, I think we still got a huge list of all that stuff still sitting about that just didn't hit out there. She's got the Freddy and all that stuff. We got the whole Five Nights at Freddy crew and stuff like that. And we've got a bunch of that. She wanted me to print a bunch of it out for the shows, and
it didn't sell.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's so cool looking though.
They wouldn't sell, so we printed a whole bunch, and now we're stuck with them.
So that's a good question. If somebody sees this and they want to buy those, like, what's the best way that they can go about ordering those?
Basically, right now, and you got to forgive us on this one, a lot of people are a little bit fast, a little bit more higher in the technology world, and they get us websites up there. We've got Facebook, so kind of a bunch of the old stuff. So usually people just hit us up on Facebook, and we've got we'll send out an invoice and then send the item out to them. We usually send them out in the next day or day after. Keep up good communication. I work in the world of customer service, so of course communication, all that stuff is very, very high on my list. So
nice. Well, we'll definitely have a link to your Facebook in the show notes. So in the description of this video, guys, go in there. If you see anything that gets shown on the screen, or you're like, I'd like to get that, then definitely hit them up on Facebook for sure.
Well, even if you don't see it, message us, because I don't post everything that we make, so it doesn't mean we can't make it. You send it to us, say, hey, can you make it? There's a file out there, we can make it.
Nice. Absolutely. That's awesome.
Just got to reach out to the guy and the person designer and see if we can release it for whatever reasons. But I mean, we hold 12 different Patreons right now, and we're constantly rotating in and out and stuff like that. We have a lifetime membership to STL Flicks. They're always coming out with different stuff here and there. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm glad in a way I haven't stepped off into the Blender world trying to design some of the stuff on my own, because if you look at how much stuff people have already designed on there, you'll get on there, go to design something, and then bam, somebody's already come out with it. I had a guy reach out to me. I've actually got it sitting right here, and he wanted the Thundercats logo for his steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I got it all designed up and printed it out for him, and I was going to load it up on the website for anybody else that wanted it. And I was like, there's already 500 more on here, so I guess I'll just keep this to myself.
Wow. Yeah. That's cool though, man. Thundercats, man. That's a great show too. I know you don't remember that one, Taylor. It's fine. It was before your time. It's fine.
I'm still gonna laugh anyway.
She gave us a hard time. I was bringing up the Power Rangers. I made her watch the newest one that came out a couple years ago, and then I was like, "Hey, you think that's bad? Here, let me watch the original with you." She said, "What am I watching?" I'm like,
so bad.
Yeah. Welcome to graphics when we were kids.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and it felt very much like, I don't know if they did it this way, but it felt very much like they took like the Japan version, and then whenever they weren't in the suits, they just added English actors to come in and act the parts. But then it was like, I mean, it's just so great. But it was for a whole generation. We actually just did OKC Horror Con, and we got to moderate the panels, and Lauren Lavera talked about how she wanted to be Jackie Chan when she grew up. Like it's that sort of like those Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Karate Kid, Jackie Chan movies. They're pivotal to a lot of our generation. They kind of inspired us to like, wow, there's something really cool with that kind of martial arts stuff. So that's pretty fun.
It's amazing to see how much that stuff is now even coming back out. I mean, go to fashion. You got kids coming out these days that go back to bell bottom, stuff like that. You got kids My kid, he'll turn 20 this year. He's back into the world of Metallica and all that stuff. He's going to rock home. He loves the old rock. And
my son's got 3 CDs now. He's got a Nirvana CD. He's got like another. I mean, it's just like funny. He's like, I want to get these CDs. That he's like, vinyl's cool, Dad, but like it's a little too big. I can't take it with me. So
I had to show my boy for his first time. I had to walk through on a phone how to run a 5-disc CD changer and an old F-150 he had. Like, all right, this is what you do this, and this. Yep.
Yep. I had one of those in my Saturn SL2. My mom bought it for me. It was in the trunk, and I just dropped the CDs in. Those were the days. But it's all coming back. It's all coming back for sure.
It is.
Do you, what are some other like retro prints, thinking of going back? What are some other things that you guys do that are kind of hits with the folks buying?
Well, we did some hits on it for a while there. The extendable swords. You remember the old lightsabers used to fling out and make that cool sound? Well, 3D print them and stuff like that. But you get into different materials. We printed those for a while. We sold those at a medieval fair. We thought kids really liked those. They did, but they didn't understand the world of 3D printing and how layer lines laid on one way if you print them this way, and it makes them more fragile. It doesn't matter what material you use.
Yeah.
They break tips off, reusable and stuff like that. So those were really good there for a while. We did some dice towers there for a while. Those were a huge hit. We did I haven't seen one so good afterwards, but STL Flicks had a huge dragon that his arms would move, his head moved, and his legs would move out from his tail moved, but his wings were fully molded on there. They weren't articulated or anything like that. We actually maximized that on printer we had at the time. I don't remember how big we made him, but he was a pretty good size.
From the tip of his wing, he was every bit by about like that. He was massive. I'll send you some pictures of some of the stuff that you can post. And surprisingly, we kept selling them, even though they were a little costly to buy. They were selling like crazy. They just took forever to print.
Yeah. I'm sure that you kind of, when you're figuring out what to sell something for, you've got to take all that into account. You got to take the fact that it takes time for you to set your instruments the right way. Whatever files you do get, I'm sure there's stuff you got to do to like make sure that it prints the right. What all goes into? I mean, because I'm pretty sure you don't just download a file and hit print and say I'm good to go. I'm sure you got to do some customization.
It depends if you got it worked out like we do now. So Bamboo has come a long way on that situation. The way they're constantly going in there, updating their systems, updating their slicer software and stuff like that, has come a very long way. And that's one of the things that makes me stick with them as much as I do. Is, I mean, they're ever so much changing the game in every aspect of it, and they're not just sitting around every year to come out with an update just to see, okay, hey, I got this problem, I'm gonna fix it. The slicer software, it's going in. So basically, once you got a design, depending on whether it's colored out or not colored out, we'll go in, go in there. Sometimes that can be rigorous, depending on how many colors are in there and making it look nice and clean. Because depending on how many triangles the item was built with when it was in a Blender software or something like that, if they haven't gone in and created a 3MF file out of it, which is the color version of that file coming out, then you have to turn around and color that whole file back out to get as close as what you want. And even with the settings they've got to trim in there and get it adjusted right, it's still not perfect yet, and they're still working on it. But you go in there and you get it all colored out if it's not colored out, or you change colors that you want to run, or maybe they set it up for a 4-color AMS, and I can run 16, 24 colors at once. I want to go in and add some more colors to it, make it more realistic and make it more authentic and stuff like that. Going in and adjusting those colors in there, then separating it on beds to, okay, so I can print this one on this bed, or maybe it's a multi-part print. I need to separate into beds and how I can do it. All right, this one's going to take 6 beds, so that one's going to go on, or 6 colors, that one's going to go on that machine. I need support filament on this one to help me break the filament off a little bit cleaner, or I can run no support filaments and adjust my settings on there, tweaking all that. And you're not running specific filament for the printers that are made by Bamboo. Then you have to go in there, run calibrations on the extrusion rate, the flow rate, and how all that comes out. Make sure it's not over extruding or under extruding. Then you got to go in and set how many walls you want to do. Based on the walls will help you determine how strong that item is going to be. Usually we run between a 3-wall or 4-wall on most of our prints. We run what's called a gyroid. So basically for about 5 layers, it'll do a little S form in it. Then the other 5 layers will do another different direction. Looks really cool when you get it broken apart and stuff like that.
there's a lot that goes into
I got here just a while back. I did some work for I did some actual prints for my full-time job, and I printed with PA6 carbon fiber, which I hadn't dealt with before, dealing with the heated chamber and the fact that it shrinks whenever it gets done printing. So now I got to go back in and measure my holes and find out where they're at, and then adjust them, reprint it. Well, that's not going to work. I got to go smaller or bigger. So yeah. It can be some fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. And you said you guys just started this out of the blue. You had a little family something, right? You said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her at Father's Day back in 2020 or 2021, they were sitting around talking about it, and I was like, man, I remember looking into that a couple years back, but the machines were outrageous.
Yeah.
Got on Facebook, or got on what was it called?
MySpace?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Amazon. Sorry, drew a blank there. Yeah. And started looking at some stuff. I started watching a lot of videos on YouTube of current people that are already out there, what they were advertising, what they were suggesting being a first entry line printer and stuff like that. Started out with, like I said, the Creality K2. And a lot of people talked down upon it when it came out. There wasn't a lot of help from the manufacturer and stuff like that, figuring stuff out. I mean, when you're talking about a country that's on the opposite end of the world of us, I'd send a message at 6 o'clock at night. I'd go in bed by 9, 10 o'clock. I've got 2 messages, and I got to wait till the next morning to get my mail, and then I reply back to him after that, and then I can reply back that evening. So, yeah, it's a lot of having to figure stuff out. But I think I come from a world of mechanics and turning wrenches with my hands and all that stuff. So it was a lot of trial and error. You get on there, you figure it out on Facebook. Maybe somebody else has had a problem. You kind of look it up. Here's what they did. You try it out. You level the bed. You work off the basics, trying to figure out what's going on. And even to the point where I even sold my machines, they were printing right out of they could go home, level the bed. They go right back to printing with no issues. I didn't do a lot of upgrades on them. I found that honestly, the less upgrades I did on a lot of things, the better off the machine ran. So maybe I switched to a direct drive extruder. I ran Clipper there for a while on them because I was able to more calibrate the machine out, make sure it was running like it was supposed to be, and stuff like that. Making sure the machine was on a nice level surface, nozzles clogged over time and stuff like that, leveling the bed constantly. They finally got that situation, something to come out that you could do with that. And then now you've got companies like BigU and all of them that have got into either some kind of partnership or some kind of assistance with some of these bigger companies like Creality, like Iligu now, and like Bamboo and stuff like that. And they've got all these add-on stuff that you can do onto these. I have still refrained from doing a lot of them, other than printing maybe I don't know if you can barely see it, the red stand on my H2C up there. So basically, it's got an AMS stand with my H2C. Maybe print like a little cover on my X1 carbon you see over here, or print a little lid that keeps my lid cracked on it, so I'm printing PLA PETG. I haven't gone through and done many adjustments. I've pretty much run what they come out of the box because I just see that they have less issues with the more modifications I do to them.
That's awesome. And do you have to take all of that into account when you're pricing one item, I bet?
Yeah.
And it's like, so people might say oh, that's too expensive, but it's like the time and the effort and the energy that it takes to create these things is a massive amount of time. So it's impressive.
Yeah, the main thing that we look at is the time, the wear and tear, filament costs are like our main key factors that go into our pricing and how much we can put on a bed. That's another big thing is we try to utilize all the bed space that we can. That way we can sell it for less. If we print one little thing on a whole bed, it's it just doesn't make sense.
Even before they come out the H2C, which runs, you're talking the Vortex system with 6 nozzles on it, then you got the left-handed nozzle, and running that capability and all the different colors you can switch out with that one and filament you're saving. I mean, when we got into this world of running multicolor prints, I mean, waste is what you got into. So everybody's trying to figure out what do you do with the waste? What do you do with the waste? I'm like, well, there's companies out there that'll buy the stuff back from you. Maybe they'll give you credit against turning it into something. There's a couple competitor manufacturers out there that are working on that have got a machine out to shred it all back down and extrude it into filament again, which is great. I hope it takes off well. I kind of want to see where it goes over the next year or so. Basically, whenever we slice the print up, we've got the bed filled up as much as possible. I don't just print off one model on a bed. Like she said, I load that bed up to the actual full as I can, because it offsets the amount of waste that I'm doing. And I purge into the infill, as long as, depending what color the object is, I've messed with the purging volumes to find out where I can run certain colors when they bleed over and stuff like that.
It's it's a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so basically we go in, we quote it based on labor and time that we put into it if it's post-processing, how much time we spend into getting it colored out if we had to color the whole item out, and then if we've had to hack the item up and kind of split it off into other objects because it just isn't going to cooperate the way it came out. And I mean, there's times we may have people call up for 1 or 2 off prints, and I'm 3 or 4 failures into it till I find out just the right thing that works, that I get the right support in the area or something like that just works for it. And stuff like that, I don't get my money back on, because at the end of the day, that comes down with the growing pain of figuring all this stuff out. But the amount of filament goes into it, usually we try to get 3 times the amount of filament cost back out of it, which if you look down to how much the grams of it costs, depending on where you're buying the filament from, it's really not that big of an increase. The biggest jump on it's just the wear and tear in a machine, wear and tear on nozzles. Did I have to design this? Did I have to pay so much for that Patreon ride and stuff like that? And what I have to do to keep in within, I think they call it the CC guidelines. I think is what the most 3D printing world calls it. I could be wrong.
Yeah. What would you say is what was either the largest print? Was it that dragon? Was that the largest thing you? No.
Do you have a sec and I'll grab it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, it's really big. It partially broke, but it still has the concept. Let me grab it and I'll bring it.
Let's do it.
This is a life-size Goku. He's doing, as you say, his hand kind of broke off. We got to get that back on. Do plastic welding on it. And one day, I guess, get around to painting it if we get that done. But yeah.
Wow.
She stands 5'9", and that's how tall she is to it.
Wow. That's insane.
So
that's so great. How long did the print take?
About
constant printing,
3 months, and about a month to assemble.
And that was off and on, trying to do other people's jobs, stuff like that. 10,000 grams of filament, and like I said, he's hollow. So from his waist down, it's nothing but multicolored poop from the machines just to put weight in them. So we filled them up.
Yeah, that's wild.
We filled them up to try to keep weight.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's very back heavy. Very back heavy.
Now, is this a custom thing, or is this just for y'all?
Kind of just for us. I'm, like I said, I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta try that. And now I gotta get around and get me a Vegeta, because you can't have Goku without Vegeta. So
exactly.
So that was our biggest and longest print. Our second longest print, this took, I think, 3 days. Is this guy?
Yeah, there's a guy that's designed it. He actually goes in and paints these things to pretty good colors. That was printed on the HTC. Took 3 days, no waste.
Wow, that's insane. It's so detailed. It's like it looks like real.
He's got some designs out there where he's done the rattlesnakes and copperheads and stuff like that. Wow. I really like to do those. The design, what people are doing these days is insane. That's why I don't know why to get on the Blender and stuff like that, because most of these designs are already out there.
Yeah, that's why.
Now that print is mine.
So the Goku is his, and yours is the owl.
The owl is mine.
Guess that's why she's leaving it to me to paint it. And I'm like, I don't know when that's going to get done. I got too many other chores to do.
Well, then she can just say, well, how you said, every couple of weeks, just, hey, you got to get that painted.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That ain't no kidding. Yeah, we got to go through and do some, the plastic welding. I don't know if you've seen it, the way it's got the little S on it, and it just heats it up and you kind of embed it into there.
Okay.
So that had just, I want to say, I don't think it just came out, but it was definitely making a repeat appearance in there. I never heard about it before. Sorry, our boy wants some attention in here. He doesn't like being locked out of rooms. But getting all that done, getting it cut down, getting it sanded and primered and crack filled, it's some time consuming. The guy that does them, can't imagine how much time it takes. He's got to cut them down into pieces, make sure they fit beds, got to label the numbers on the pieces to make sure we have it all right. I mean, you can put it together that way. It's a lot.
Yeah, for sure. That's incredible. So who all, I know you guys are the masterminds. Who does what within the company?
There's a reason why you didn't see me at Comic-Con. I'm the one behind the scenes, maintaining these things, keeping the prints going. I've tried to push some of it off on her. My job takes a little bit more toll on me anymore. I'm a department supervisor, so of course my customers and stuff like that in there, that's what pays the bill. So that job's got to maintain. So basically, try to help her off from time to time, try to get some designs out there. And then literally, I just turn her loose. She may ask me from time to time, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? And I can get on there and do the clicks real quick because I've been around it so much.
Yep.
It's just, she hasn't done it as much and as long to have figured out all the failures and all that stuff. So,
yeah. So you're
So
behind the scenes and she's the front of house, I guess?
Yep.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
I don't know what it is. I've been to this. We started out doing the shows and stuff all of ourselves. We did them. It was just her and I, all the shows for
5
the first
years.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, until this last year, I guess.
Yep.
And I guess people just, it feels like they get a weird look for me if I'm standing behind there with a bunch of kids' toys out there or a bunch of other stuff. I just get that weird look like, what are you doing? I'm like, sell 3D prints.
Just selling toys.
I just kind of stuck back to the corner and got to the point to where got her some help. And I was like, I'll go out there and set up tents. I'll tear the tent down. I'll do all the heavy lifting and stuff like that. And I'll let her do her sales.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. And I mean, how are things going with that? How many shows have you done this year so far? I know you said you got 3 coming up pretty quickly, but how many have you done so far for the year? You know,
We haven't done very many this year. It's getting a lot harder to get into shows because there is so many people that 3D print, and we're running into a lot of shows where they only want one vendor or one
style of vendor,
per show. So it makes it really hard because when they have their vendor that they like and prefer, they're going to stick with that vendor. So getting into shows is hard just because of that reason.
That and all the fraud stuff. You got a lot of people getting on there
Yep.
and putting up these events. They'll take the actual real event, copy the page of it, put everything on there. They'll put themselves and hey, go ahead and send the money here, and it's all fraud. And trying to get that stuff cut out and everything, it's a little difficult.
It's not just us having issues. It's a lot of vendors that are struggling because we don't know what's real and what's not anymore when it comes to events. Unless we've done them in the past, it's hard to get new shows.
Yeah.
Getting involved over the last 2 years or so that she's done with the bigger events like the balloons festivals. We did the flower one, the rose one up at Oklahoma City, the Scissortail Park, did that one. That one was, oh my God, the foot traffic in that place was insane. So that's got out there. They liked us. They liked what we had to offer. We don't get too many pushbacks from people. I've had one 3D print in the last 4 to 5 years that I've actually had to warranty out just because you get playing with it, and sometimes people don't want to pay for the big items, so you kind of reduce it, and just one little piece in there just isn't durable enough, and it breaks. And I took care of the customer on that one.
Yeah.
We have a good following of people. We do Norman's Art Walk Festival in Norman, Oklahoma. We've done that quite often. We have to change locations because the place where we used to set up, somebody bought out that property up there. They didn't want it used for that purposes. So we used to have a lady over there. It didn't matter every single Norman Art Walk. She was there buying something else with it. She was looking for us every single time. So word of mouth gets out. We had another customer here probably 2-3 weeks ago reach out to us. Just did a Google search for a 3D printer in Shawnee, and we popped up #1, reached out to us and sent us a file. He's like, wow, you're not as expensive as others. I'm like, this isn't really a gets rich business, I guess, in an aspect, but depending on how many printers you got, because I mean, there are some out there that weigh more than me, and they're probably getting rich.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
that's amazing. So before we jump, I do want to highlight like all of the shows you have coming up so people can follow you and find you there. But do you guys have any other items? I'd love to just see some more prints and stuff that you guys are proud of. It'd be great.
So this actually color changes a little bit. Go through second.
Is that what he's doing?
That's
I
what
just want to see his face.
Yep, that's what he's doing. I just realized that. Oh wait,
he's so lifelike. He's so lifelike. The camera's like, I'm supposed to show him.
Because I was trying to figure out why the camera wouldn't.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why the camera was out of focus. It was Goku's fault.
A lot of the stuff you can get these days, car parts and stuff like that, but you can customize it. and design it. I've got she's got a 97 Corvette that I'm building up and working on, and we got a theme for it. It's called the Nightmare because C5s are well known for the electrical issues they have on them. So I wanted to change the normal Corvette logo to where you have the two flags going off the side. I want to redetail the one to look like a horse. Something about the word nightmare, just my head goes right back to the black horse with the red eyes and all that stuff. So I was going to redo that and then redo the logo on the vet and based off that one. And I was going to put the nightmare underneath it. So being able to redesign stuff like that is just, I mean, I don't know. That's what's enjoyable about it because you can take something that you thought up and you can design it. I got 3 or 4 guys at my job into this stuff now. They've all bought their own printers and they're all designing their stuff now, the stuff they can do. So, but she's got a couple of deals there. We've done some.
Yeah. So it's actually a real face. It actually changes colors. You can't really see on the camera, but it's 3 different colors.
Wow.
And it has little roses.
So that's kind of not too bad. They're a hit.
This one's new. This one we haven't actually sold one yet.
So that's an example of, you asked us if we did some of the shows we could print for them. So we printed out a lot of flowers for that one in Oklahoma City. Didn't sell anything.
Didn't sell one flower.
Wow.
That's why you just don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got some Power Ranger stuff starting up.
Yeah, we're starting with them.
That's great.
Red Panda.
Wow. It's so crazy to me. The thing that blows my mind with y'all's prints is like the realism of I think it's the colors and the textures. The variation of the colors and the textures just give it life like I'm not expecting to see from a 3D print, right? It just adds so much. It feels so real. Like I feel like I could just pet the thing, you know?
It won't bite, I promise.
That's what a lot of our customers love about our prints is because, and I'm by no means am I down talking any other 3D printer out there. Everybody starts with a different deal. And I'm going to tell you right now, with all the different designs out there, all the different Patrons I can subscribe to and sell their stuff, there's just so much out there that even 10 printers, I don't have enough time to print all this stuff. And we've had as high as 15 printers before. And it literally, you saw some satellite upstairs want to see the hottest room in the house. That was it. So that was, So I'm going to go ahead.
And this one's a work in progress. It's not done, and he has to.
This is just for me because I'm an old. I'm a CS-47 Chinook mechanic from the Army and did 12 years, so I gotta get the rubber blades and stuff done like that. But stuff like that's pretty cool. I just did. There's a guy that's coming out with it's one of the old jets. I can't remember which one it is. The old prop ones. He's spent a dramatic amount of time in the detail on this thing, and he's you can get on there and he's offered to pay for. Pay a couple different tiers. You can get the file for commercial rights. You can get the file just for yourself or whatever else is. And I signed on for files for commercial rights and I paid a little bit because it helps him out for designing all that time and stuff like that. And I look forward to being able to print that stuff out and what designs can be done like that stuff. We did a 300% destroyer.
Yeah.
Wow.
From Star Wars. We gave that around in a raffle. So basically everybody that spent so much money, they put in for a raffle. And we actually had a school principal that went out here local and he puts it up above his desk, whatever. And he says the kids love it.
That's amazing.
I know I already showed Goku, but I was also going to show that it does move.
That's awesome.
I didn't show that before.
So yeah, in fact, he's more Lego-like, like the brick deals.
Yeah.
So was that one separated and you put it together?
Yeah.
Printed different prints?
So
cool.
Still got some color changes and stuff like that, but that's where I go through in the bed and try to find out all the colors that match and see what I can print mostly on a bed. But
yeah, that's so cool. I had some friends of mine, Wookiee Labs. They did this chunky, ghost face.
Ghost face, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think she even wound up. I don't know if it was in Tulsa. She actually wound up getting the pumpkin heads. Got his signature on his 3D printed design that was done. I think she wound up getting ghost faces too, and a couple others.
Michael Myers.
Yeah,
I got him to sign because I had my little minis that you probably seen at Tulsa, but I have I had them all sign the little minis, and then I gave them one in exchange.
Oh, that's so cool. I actually, the voice of Ghostface signed him. And it's right in the mouth. He just signed it so small. It's so amazing.
Nice. Nice.
So
I had
yeah,
about 3 different signatures on about 3 different Ghostface, and I don't remember like
yeah.
which one's
Who's
which.
who? Yeah, for sure. Very cool.
I was saying the world of it and what all you can do and the stuff you can design and stuff like that's
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah, it's
I
absolutely
don't know.
insane.
It's
Yeah.
what all it's capable of.
And what I was going to mention too, you mentioned how like, you know, you're not downplaying any of the 3D printers. I think every 3D printer like finds their passion and finds the things that they like to make and they like to sell and they go for it. And that's, you know, I think that's what you guys are doing. I think the design of what you guys are doing are so different than Wookiee Labs, right? Like Wookiee Labs does their thing, you guys do your thing, and they're both beautiful and amazing in their own right. And I think the like I said, the textures and the colors variations that just bring your animals to life is just bonkers. And of course the life-size Goku is pretty awesome too.
Definitely, if you want to do the animals and stuff like that, Roki Box, ROKI, Roki Box on Patreon, and Matt Myers. They've got a lot of good,
Really good.
lot of good files and a lot of good animal stuff like that they released that I think is really cool. He's the one that did the Red
Cool.
Panda, which is
Okay.
Matt Myers. We've been with him since we started with this stuff. The owl was a Maker World deal. I can't remember the guy's name on that one stuff, but like I said, that one's not able to sell because we don't have Patreon rights to that one, but that one's for us. So just the stuff these guys, I don't know. I don't know where to get it from.
That's amazing. One more, I would like to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You mentioned those. Do you have those handy?
Yeah, for the most part, current state constantly pretty busy.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
Trust me, this is the one hottest room in the whole house. AC's not on, dehumidifier's going, and then I found a fan deal that'll suck all the air out of here because once you get over so many printers, you got to start filtering that air out. So all the printers are enclosed and run charcoal filters on them and stuff like that. Keep the smell
Emissions
down and stuff like
whatever.
that for the filament. You find anything that's
I
cool?
have 1 Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
I
Then
forgot that too.
Nice. Yeah, that's so great. So that just came out recently. The Spider-Man just came out, so that's gonna be a big one.
He's missing his hair. I haven't glued his hair on yet.
Nice. That's great.
He's been a big hit. Kids love him. We've got Tails too. The same guy designed Tails. But we've got all their Ninja Turtles weapons. Ninja Turtles.
That's so perfect. Yeah, that's awesome.
What?
Yeah. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. That's perfect. Well, you guys have a couple shows coming up. You got August 28th, you've got the Joplin Balloon Show. September 11th, it's the Kellyville Balloon Show. And September 23rd, Parkhurst Balloon Show. I'm guessing that's all in Oklahoma?
So Kellyville and Parkhurst. Yeah.
Joplin is, of course, Missouri.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
We got other ones coming up if they hit and stuff like that. We'll just see if we find the shows. Sometimes some of the vendors we do at the end of the show, they haven't popped up yet, but I'm sure we'll jump on those if we get availability for those as well. We'll also be seen here at BYU and Shawnee. They're doing a show once a month.
OBU.
OBU. My bad. OBU. Baylor. Yeah, but don't mention that on here. But OBU, they're doing a show like once a month, so they reach out to vendors, stuff like that. So we do that around here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and so everybody can follow you on Facebook, and you guys post like, "Hey, we're doing this show. Come see us," kind of stuff.
Yeah,
perfect.
I try to. And the balloon shows, we've got 15 plus balloons. It's going to be all 3 shows. We've got 5 specialty shaped balloons, including one of our ones. We're hoping they're going to launch it before the Muskogee. We have a special balloon that was just made that's just going to come out. We've got 1.9 million views a month for all 3 shows. So Joplin, we've got 25,000 people interested in Joplin. The Kellyville, we've got 18,000 people interested in it, and 17,000 for Parkhurst. And we've got so much stuff at these shows. Bounce houses, RC planes, goat yoga is actually going to be at Kellyville.
Nice.
Petting zoos.
I know you're going to do that, Mike, right? I need to see video of Mike doing goat yoga. That would be great.
Yeah, I was limber as I used to be in all PT tests in the military. So
that one's only going to be at the Kellyville show. So if you want to do some goat yoga, it's just got to be at Kellyville.
There you go.
And painting classes, man, there's so much at these shows. It's going to be.
It's not just about
great.
the balloons. It's you get there. It's the people. It's the fun. It's the concessions. It's the vendors. It's just a good time, a good family time for sure.
The balloons only go up in the morning and sunset.
Big thing we got to worry about that in Oklahoma too is the fact that our winds, winds have to be down below so much before we can get them up in the air.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't do it. They up in the air.
But we'll have kites during the day. So if you don't make it by in the morning, we've got kites that will be up. Again, depending on wind, helicopters and everything else that we have going on as well.
That's awesome.
We actually got lucky enough to be one of the title sponsors for the Route 66 balloon show.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was all her. I didn't do anything. I sat in the back seat.
Yeah, for sure. You did all of this, man. You got us in the room, right? You got them in, your work got a seat at the table.
For a long time, I wondered when I slept in between. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks again so much for your time and your candidness and your just giving us all the insights into your business and to what you do and how you make these things that are just so amazing and beautiful. And we're just excited to see how these shows go and look forward to catching up with you later.
Sounds good.